Which eventually, like, maybe we should make a intro video, like this is the entrance.
Highlights.
This is the thing that we're doing. Like clips and jokes and themes, or like.
I'm still waiting for my outline, sir.
Oh, it's sitting on the computer in the garage, actually.
I know. You send it to me, and we can get that started.
Yeah. It's not my fault you don't live in my garage.
Yeah, totally. Nah, I totally
complete 100%. Yeah, you should. Okay, all right, it's awesome.
I mean,
it's got my tools.
I would if you paid me to do it. I
would pay you to live in the garage.
Yeah, absolutely. At point, it's like, oh yeah. I'm the housekeeper. I sit around and play video games on your internet. The house would be clean. It just take me like 20 minutes because I constantly keep it clean.
That's true. As long as you keep it constantly clean and keep Ronald the vacuum cleaner constantly going, rooms are all vacuumed.
See.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Happy Monday. Hey, Christy. Yep, we're back. Hey, everyone. We are back. And welcome to an exciting new episode, new year of Low Key on the Wheelchair Network. I'm your host, Harry, a.k.a. The Moving Target. And, this is going to be an exciting episode as we go ahead and spill some honey and throw some shade. But it should be an exciting episode. Going in the new year, it's going to be an amazing time. A lot of things like... to look forward to, a lot of things to retrospect on, because we took a month off and expected nothing to happen, and we were 100% clearly wrong.
Things happened.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Which is not the first time we were wrong. Won't be the last time we were wrong. So we take it as a present, nice Yule present. Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, guys. Ubisoft fucked up again in the time that we were gone.
Somehow again. I know, and I can't wait for CES to find out how much 5090 is going to cost me. Anyways, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's introduce the cast, because we're going to still keep introducing people, unlike the other shows out there that can't get to their intro in the first 10-15 minutes of their show and just skip doing intros. We're going to do our intros. Okay. So I like to say, everyone say, like, Rhinehold, go ahead and say hi. Mr. I skip mic check.
It's is that a new thing we're doing?
What?
We're doing intros?
This is, we do it all the time. I introduce the cat.
Yeah, usually, but sometimes it's like 30 minutes into the show.
Sometimes I have to remind you to do it.
No, whoa. So this is a very professional podcast. We get this done quick, crisp, clean.
All right. Here, I'm gonna need you.
Okay, you say so.
That when this gets re-uploaded, you put a Subway Surfers in the corner for our demographics that we found out that enjoy our content.
I'm gonna put that up there. I probably also need to lean more into D&D content for some reason too. We just lean into gaming. I'm fine for it. I'm fine with leaning into it.
And we can do ads for AARP.
Man.
Just
I don't know. We can though.
We just talk about 3.5 edition, and you get both sides. You get D&D and the old head D&D players.
Yeah, the old heads, and then we got to get the new systems because what is it, Daggerheart? Yeah, I can't. Yeah, the new one that Matt Mercer came up with in his crew.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one. Anyways, but that's not the show. Anyway, so Brian, go ahead and say hi.
Yeah.
Hi. I'm really kind of trying to confused here. Why is it that you two are the ears and I'm the mouth? Was there logic behind this? This is part of some kind of contract I'm unaware of?
Yes, it's contract.
All right.
It's contract. Sorry.
I know I missed a few meetings, so I'm sure there was some negotiation that was done that I was not a part of. So I can't blame anybody but myself.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah.
Yeah, we got to get our weekly listenerships up, and then we can take this all back down and go for it. But until our weekly listenership is up, it stays.
So does that mean that you're going to be uploading the episodes after every episode then? So that way it actually gets uploaded?
Well, fortunately for us, Dear leader, it's gonna have some hit the snow apocalypse this week, and so he's got some more free time at home. So hopefully get this episode out, this week. Hopefully this week, but coming up soon, I think I may have to do, because he's going to get very, very busy with kid number 3 on the way. He might need to show us how to upload our episodes ourselves, because he might be a little busy.
Yeah, makes sense.
You think he'd want to delegate as much as he could.
Yeah, you would think, but he's also a bearded control freak, so probably not. It took me 2-3 years to get my own StreamYard log in.
You have one. That's the interesting part.
Yeah. Like I said, it took 3 years of because beforehand he would have to. It was weird. It was a little goofy because for the first year of the podcast, he would set it up for us, right? And when we'd get me in on a little weird co-host mode, he would set the link up for us, and then he would just I'll just log in for you with my ID on your machine. I'm like, what? So we did that, and I was like, you know what? They have this thing. You could just create accounts. I don't know if I have this. All they have to do is just send events. Can't touch billing. Can't do anything. All I can do is create things. Like, really cool. Evan, Bob's your uncle. Here we are.
Oh man, it's almost like it was like, well, you're technically. I'm not doing anything. Just giving you one less task to let us do our show.
Exactly. And then it's there, and you can easily just push, download and push. Because also before that too, behind the scenes, stuff that no one cares about, I would have to download the show, send him the MP4, and to get it to him, right? And I was like, I don't feel like doing it. I'm like, dude, and then I'll be at work and like, hey, you got that MP4? Give me a second. No, I'm gonna download it off. I'm downloading the VOD off of Twitch. I'm like, you're gonna what? So crappy quality.
I'm recording it for a reason.
I remember those days. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so those are fun times. Anyway, but we're looking for the future, better than that. So, Vincent, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Go ahead and say hi.
I'm here, as per usual, observing all the things that happen, enjoying nice anime.
Oh yeah,
during the time off.
I started watching the first episode of I believe it's called Don.
Don, yeah.
Or Dan, or Don. But anyways, I was not expecting that. That is not what I expected from
it's
all the memes and everything else. That is not what I expected the first episode. I'm only done through one episode. That blew my mind, and I couldn't. I dare not watch more than one episode because of what happens in the first episode. No spoilers, though.
Premise Rhinehold. This girl who believes in ghosts becomes friends with this guy who believes in aliens, and they dared the other to go to a place that's a hot spot for the things. So the guy who led the aliens goes to a real life place in Japan that's known for murders and stuff that's haunted, and she goes to this place that's believed to have aliens seen in there, and then she gets abducted and he gets possessed by a ghost.
Yep. Fun times.
It's so goofy, and that all happens in episode 1.
Episode 1. Hardly any and
it's
the pacing is so fast. It's so fast.
But I watched Down over the break as well.
James Gunn pacing. Okay, it's like, all right.
I watched it over the break as well, and I watched it with producer Paul. And we thoroughly enjoyed it. And the thing is that intro song is it's weird. It's it's whatever. And the more you hear it, it just gets stuck in your head. Because that rhythmic chanting at the beginning of the dun 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 dun. It's like, oh fuck, to my head now. It never leaves. Good.
Yeah, so I can't wait. I'm interested in watching episode 2. Been hard to watch because my daughter has been home for winter break, so she is always there, like always. And every time I'm like, "Hey, go play in your room," she hears something that's just like, "What does that mean?
I want to know what that is.
What does that mean?" I was watching because her and her friend was over, and they were trying to watch the deer anime, and episode what is it 3 happens. and they kept saying the V word over and over again.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, that makes no sense. Go back in your room. Anyways.
There's a whole joke where the deer can detect delinquents or virgins. And it makes the character who's trying to have a persona of being the nice character have to choose between either outing herself as being a terrible person in the past or being a virgin.
Yep.
So
fun
comedy.
Yeah. Healing the world with comedy. Oh man. No, it is.
Well,
so
it's important to have on a day like today, you know, with the anniversary of
both being counted.
Everything that happened. Huh?
Both being counted.
I can't hear you.
I said, we got you got an alarm set for it?
I got an alarm.
No, okay. He's just like, gotta tweet some memes out, okay? Sorry, X some memes out.
Gotta sky some memes out. Hold up. Gotta sky some memes out.
X. It's okay. I'm still waiting for them to actually like grab X video. But anyways, yeah, it's been a year. It's been what, 4 years since the day that the thing happened.
Yeah, you know, the guy with the thing at the place.
Yeah, then it got overblown to proportion. Yada yada yada. Overblown. Nothing really happened on that day because everything happened before it.
Yeah, all I can hear in my head is Ocean's 11, where he's like, you know, Elliot Gould says, "I'll never forget about the time with the thing with the place." And I appreciate it. That always sticks in my head when I read something like that.
January 6th is like the Temu version of an Ocean's 11 movie.
Wait, there was like, was it 12 people that was in time? I'm trying to remember how many.
I can't remember.
Georgia indicted. It would have been Trump's 12 or something like that. We can
yeah. No, like I said, it's gonna be terrible. And 10 to 20 years from now, the movie, I can't wait for that creator that makes the better movie of what happened is gonna be amazing. if they're allowed to do that. No. And we also been like most of the Midwest, most of the country, it's mostly been focusing on digging themselves out of the winter storm that has happened. As recording or doing the live stream, most of us are digging ourselves out of the winter apocalypse that has descended upon the Midwest. Which is goofy, is the further north you are, the better it is. And the further south you are, closer to the center of the Midwest, the worse it is.
See, I'm upset that it wasn't worse.
If you go below I-7, go below Indianapolis, it starts getting terrible.
Right. For me, I want it to be worse because my job was just like, cool, you could work from home if it's really bad. But in my specific area, it's like, it's okay enough to go to work. I'm like, fuck you.
Yes, happy 12th day, Jacob. Enjoy your drummers or whatever. Yes, also tell us ready for Christmas. You can take Christmas prices down, your Christmas decorations after today. You know, it's good luck. It's bad luck to take it down before this day. Yeah, if you believe in superstitions and Yule. Anyways, no, like because I talked to my yoga teacher and I was like laughing about it in the group chat, and she's posted like we've got like a foot here and it keeps going. And I was just saying like that, and honestly, I posted like honestly, I have never been more jealous. Like you get invited to like the World Yoga Championship to go to Worlds. I'm not that jealous. This super jealous.
I wished it snowed harder because I went to work today and it was literally 5 people in the room that normally has 15.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, cool, I guess.
I went to work today.
You work from home. Shut up.
Took me nuts. My commute was the same.
Yeah. My commute was
I didn't even have to clear my car up.
roads were not plowed. And I got home from work and I was like, oh, it's bad. I can't even park here.
And like the thing is, like my whole setup is set up for winter driving, and I didn't have to use any of it. I haven't used any for years. Yeah, like I bought separate windshield wiper blades for snow to switch out. I've got snow tires. I got windshield wiper blades. I got everything to set up. Like if snow conditions, I kind of like set it up. Like I've got a build. Okay, I respect my Subaru. Start specking for snow, but I don't have to do.
You don't do any of it.
You want to do it?
I wanna.
Yeah, which like my wife is like, why don't you just go get a different Subaru? Leave this one that's a snow build, right? And just get something else. And I'm like, and I thought about it because like I've been looking at different legacies, like because yeah, I really just need something like because most of the time I'm driving on a road trip on a nice sunny day, So yeah.
I mean, hey, if you want, you can come pick me up and drive me to work, and pick me up and drive me home. You can get out of the house, drive around if it's what you want.
I don't know. I would think you would hate me driving you in the snow. Most people do. Most people do when they realize like I'm going like 20 over the speed limit allegedly in the snow. Yeah, most people.
As long as we have traction, I don't care.
Oh, we have traction.
That's all that matters.
I've got all the traction. Yeah. So like it's neat. Getting everything all dug out. It's neat, but man, it is. I could put it. It's I'm with you that I wanted more snow. It's also impressive because like the snow that we did get, it's also my daughter's first time like actually playing in the snow. Because since she's been born, we really haven't had like this much snow on the ground. Mm-hmm. It's been like a little 1 to 2 inches, or just like melt before, or if it did snow, it would melt before the time she got home from school. Or she was just 2 years old. Don't remember it. She's not really playing in it because it's just me and her playing into it and have to go back inside because she's 2.
Well, look at the bright side. It's supposed to snow again next weekend.
Yeah, that's so awesome. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. And they're out of school tomorrow, so another e-learning day for me.
Somebody misread that notification on the snow next week, and it was originally listed as 2.3 inches, and people were missing the point and thought it was 23 inches. And there were some people freaking out. Had to be calmed down.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
I hate people.
We're not going to make it.
Oh, trust me. I ended up blackpilling one of our friends the other day because he refused to believe that people are as stupid as he perceived them to be. Zeke had explained to him, he's like, "Oh, these people are terrible people," and he's like, "No, they're just trolling." I'm like, "No, they're not. These people are." It's like, listen. Ben Shapiro had a top 20 rap song and was the #1 selling song on iTunes. with a guy who's Canadian who talks about what happened to America and where all the American flags and America used to be so great. And it blew his mind. He had like a meltdown. He's like silent and had to like seethe on the fact that this is a real thing.
Yeah.
That people are dumb.
Yeah.
And you just have to understand that both sides.
If nobody realizes after last November that most people are dumb, I don't know what to tell you. That was an IQ test that we have every 4 years, and
Whoa, we don't do that anymore, Rhinehold. Okay, all right, stop that. All I want is apology for those people that I said like they should have ran Jimmy Carter in 2020 instead of Biden. There were people saying Carter wouldn't have made it. Boom, he would have made it.
No,
he would have made it.
He would have been 3 weeks short.
He would have made it, and we would have got a presidential funeral. Boom, yeah.
We would have had 2 presidents. We would have had a vice president be nominated up to president, and 3 weeks before they change office.
Would he? I think Carter would. Oh yeah, Carter could run again. It would have been it would have been a second signature. But he would have had a better VP. Who knows? Who knows? Who's over the VP would have been? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, okay.
I mean,
that's the other reality we all want to live in.
A different timeline. Aaron Rodgers is the vice president.
Oh god, I just thought about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Different timeline. Yeah, could have been Jimmy Carter, Dolly Parton. Okay, this entire 4 years. Okay. First female president, Dolly Parton. Bring it up.
I would have taken it out of it. Honestly, that's a ridiculous meme.
Amazing. She should have been president. Should have been queen. Okay, should have been queen. All right. I would install the monarchy for Dolly Parton. She wouldn't take the throne, but I would install it. Yep, I know. Put all the chips on the table there for that one. Anyways, let's get to the topic at hand for the main reason why people are turning on. So,
honey,
we have been gone and it's gotten sticky on the internet. And
we also learned about honey.
Yeah, some things have gone about honey. Now, this video, I remember watching this video because it came on my recommended before it actually blew up. Like
me too.
Yeah. And I remember
I've seen it. I'm like, what the heck is this?
This about right. And I clicked it. Yeah, I was like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know this channel. I don't know this guy. But like, I've always been suspicious of honey and all the things like that. Honey, Rakuten, what's the other, all those things that do that thing, right? It's suspicious, right? And so I also clicked the link and watched the video. Yeah.
So the YouTuber that brought this to his attention, who made the video, it's called "Exposing the Honey Influencer Scam." It's by Mega Lag, and it's technically part 1 of 3.
Yep. Go subscribe. Go look at. Give him the. He did a great work on it. Give him the sub.
A bunch of people have already talked about it. It's all over the place. Freaking, we even have a class action lawsuit in place that's got that has a whole bunch of things going on. But basically, honey, as a browser extension, helped no one. It didn't help the people that they were supposed to. The customer, it was helping the influencer. It wasn't helping any of the companies that they're supposed to partner with, except for the very few that when they talked about it, he talked about it in the thing, is that they're allowed to pick the coupons they pull from, so they're not the best. So it is very interesting to see how much this one little browser extension that I remember hearing about a long time ago is still around and still fucking up everything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even before this video, like, influencers everywhere were still like pushing this product.
Well, you see it on ads for, the what was the name of that? Oversimplified and things like, some really good TV, YouTube shows as their, sponsored link. They were getting sponsored by honey for a long time. Then it just kind of disappeared for a while. So I don't know. But are you assuming that everybody knows what honey is? Do you want to get into what?
Yeah,
what it did.
Let's get into it. And once again, we're going to break it down as small as possible because we want you to go watch the Mega Lag video. Go watch that guy's video. He did a lot of hard work on this thing. Watch the video. Give him that sub. Give him that like. Okay. But basically, honey marketed itself as a browser extension in your browser to help with your shopping experience. So let's say that you are going to, I don't know, you're a PC gamer and you want to go off and go get a new 4090, right? Because your old one burnt up because you've just been mining cryptocurrency on it, right? Anyways, and you get on a site of your choosing. Let's say is the Lex Luthor's, Amazon his website, and you want to make sure, like, hey, are you sure you're getting the best price for this? Instead of going to some other site that I would recommend, like Campbell, you decide to use a browser extension like Honey to see the pull off, to see if you get the best price for coupons. It automatically, which market itself out to go off and using its database and search engine to go off and help you find like coupon codes, right? Because this takes that hard work of you opening up your search engine and trying to find coupon codes that people would share either on Reddit, different BBS, people share these coupon codes around. Honey was supposed to do this automatically magically for us and bring these savings to us. That's how it was marketing to us.
Right.
And
Especially
it wasn't just codes.
It wasn't even just the big places either. Like even the smaller, more niche websites that would sell things could have coupon codes they'd pull from.
Yes. Yeah.
And it wasn't just coupon codes too. They would actually go out and try to find the live pricing too. So sale pricing, coupon code. It was taking all of that information, supposedly putting it into a database, and then every time you'd go look at something, it would say, "Hey, I found this cheaper over here. Do you want to go over here? Found the coupon code for it over here. If you want to go over here and get it, that sort of thing." So,
yeah, because I've got a browser,
which of course they have to know what you're looking at all the time. So now they're storing all the information for everything you browse on the internet, because this thing doesn't just come on when you tell it to.
Right.
It's always in your browser extension. It's the browser extension monitoring every little thing that you do.
I've got a browser extension that takes the price tags of things and pushes it and changes it from the price to how many hours of my work life I have to use to pay for said item. If you want an extension to help you save money, recommend something like that. And when you go like, this is only $2. Oh, never mind. I don't want this.
I gotta work an extra 4 days for this. Okay.
Right. That's 4 days of my life right there. I'm good. And the other one, when you go to, let's say, if you're on Amazon, whether you are, which is really neat because it just tells if you are buying, like where's the seller from? Looks at the seller database. Like this is cheap Chinese, Alibaba, Express. You can just go Alibaba and go get this item. You don't have to buy it from this person, this massive market, because they're buying on AliExpress or whatever and sending it FBA to Amazon and jacking the price up. Don't have to buy it from them, right? Or like, hey, here's another thing, better warranty. You can get it local here or somewhere else, But anyways, I digress. Like there are good extensions out there. They're good browser extensions, but this one market itself as this savior to help us to save this different time. And I know from my experience, because I personally have installed Honey. Yes, I've installed Honey and I've tried this sucker out. And I remember and I stopped using it for the simple fact that I felt like it never found coupon codes, and it found like the weakest, crappiest coin, and one they could get their hands on. I found out like, dude, I could find a better one. I can get on like DuckDuckGo and like easily pull a a coupon code for some Reddit or BBS board, quickly, faster than this thing can.
The reason I tried it too early on when it first came out.
Right, yeah.
And the reason why I didn't like it was so intrusive that it was always like I'd be going somewhere and looking at something, and there would be something on the page that had an advertisement for some product, and it's over here saying, "Hey, I can get you a better deal." I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm not here reading for that. I mean, it was just like constantly trying to throw itself into my face to say, "Hey, go get this deal. Go get this deal." I'm like, shut up, go away. I'll call you when I need you.
I also tried Honey really early on, and my biggest issue is that it made my browser eat even more fucking memory than it already fucking did when I was using Chrome. So it's like, oh, cool, I can run one instance of Chrome and nothing else with this extension on my computer. No, fuck off.
I give Chrome 64 gigs of RAM to let it do what it wants,
I was on a laptop at the time. I didn't have a lot of money. I do what I could do.
Keep shuffling. I don't use Chrome. I use Firefox and Vivaldi. I want to use something other than Vivaldi, but like Rhinehold's got me stuck. I'm cursed Rhinehold for showing me Vivaldi. I hate and love Vivaldi.
It's like one of those browsers where you can do anything with this thing. It's so cool. And then it's like, okay,
I've bloated the crap out of this
to make it work. I have to do this thing. Oh my god! Why doesn't this just work?
Right? Yeah. And I'm like, and then like I'm realizing like I've broke it because I put too much junk into it. Right? So slow, but I also enjoy it because like I can easily like click between like work profile, if I'm on my gaming machine, I just want to look at something work real quick and switch right back and forth. Anyway, not a browser mission because we're going back to Honey. Anyways.
So the other thing about Honey is that Honey would offer to check if there's coupons, even if there wasn't. You're like, hey, do you want me to check? And they'll scroll through and go, looks like we couldn't find any. Sorry, but thanks for at least using us.
Yes. And which Mega Lab, with his research, right, has discovered what was going on at that time, especially if depending on how you got to that person, is that Honey was substituting the influencers cookie that allows influencers to get paid for that referral token to theirs, which I find very, I don't know, like very super shady, appalling, because I'm a person who uses charity influence tokens. I used Rupert's Kids for the longest time, so every time I would shop on Amazon for work or everything like that, I'd make sure my tokens, everything I got paid for, went through Rupert's Kids. I use their influence one, the influence thing, and the thought of that, oh my goodness, I was for shopping and thinking it was going to Rupert's Kids and was going to Honey, pisses me off to no end.
Yeah, right. It's not just that it's like it's not like it's just kind of icky, you don't like it, is kind of net. It's literally theft and fraud. Yeah. This isn't like we're talking about just some bad behavior from this company. No, we're talking about literal years of massive fraud and theft.
Right. Like, you know how I said that they would scan through and see if there's any coupons. They go, oh no, there's no coupon, sorry. If you exited that box out, it made it a Honey purchase instead of whoever you were going there from.
Yep.
So it would be so intrusive that even if it didn't have anything for you, it would still take it from somebody else.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And it did it very sneakily and never said it anywhere. Didn't give any obvious thing to it. Like I'm not like, I can't wait for him to go more into it, because it's like who even tipped them off to this? Or it was just like, hey, something gets shady, let's just look at everything. The idea, because I didn't notice that, and I'm constantly looking at my URLs before I click on things. And granted, wasn't a huge URL like looker for Honey when I go do that, but I'm looking at the URL code, but probably wouldn't notice a couple of characters switch off in the middle after the domain link.
To go even further into it, in the video he talked about just how major a difference it is, where he got an affiliate link for NordVPN, which he said is not sponsored, obviously.
Yep.
And then he also joined Honey Gold, which is basically you're supposed to get money back for getting people to use it.
Right.
And the amount of money he made was literally like $35 to 89 cents.
Oof. Which to a lot of influencers who were making this video, because to us, if we had that link and was giving $35, that $35 pays for our hosting costs, pays for our bandwidth, and allows us to take this awful photo of Bangle down. Okay. Just that one purchase would have did that. Okay.
Right. That $35 can make or break somebody, but if they're trying to make a career out of this, if they're making videos and they're doing something they're passionate about, and that $35 can mean everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or it could affect how you're seen by the sponsor. So right. Let's say hypothetically we get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
I turn those down.
Oh, I know. As I said, hypothetically, and Honey just takes every one of our connective links to it. Raid's gonna look at us and go, well, you guys don't do anything, drop.
Right, exactly. Yeah, drop our sponsorship. Yeah, especially if we had a nice local thing like that. I don't know about you guys are kicking it, but there's other companies just kicking me a whole bunch of business from this area. I don't know how.
Right,
yeah.
And then I think one of the people explained it the best, because there was a lot of people going like, well, how could these influencers not notice this? Why would they not have seen it? And Moist Critical put a great example. It was like, let's say your grandma on Facebook is selling Tupperware. And that's her thing, and you really needed this Tupperware, so you go to her affiliate link off of your grandma's Facebook. You go to buy it. Honey sees it. It goes to Honey instead of your grandma. Your grandma has no idea you clicked that link.
Right.
She has no idea that you were the one that bought the Tupperware from her because you want to support your grandma, and you left something in your fridge for too long and you need to replace this Tupperware.
Yep.
So she doesn't know that you clicked it. So how would she know that she missed out on a sale when there's no way of tracking when Honey switches the cookies?
Yep.
And you noticed a lot. Also, you notice there was a downturn too, and a lot of people who are advertising that they have links, right? It used to be for like a couple years ago. It was like, yo, click my link when you buy stuff. Click my link, and people were doing that, and now they're not doing as much anymore. And I think it's because they weren't seeing hardly any revenue coming in for it. They're like, it's not working, so let's just take it off. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, which does make sense. And we started seeing the rise of the really crappy ads, because they were trying to get from out of that, which makes perfect sense right now. So I did listen to a podcast which they would read off. And I think if I would continue using it, I think I would have noticed it sooner, because they would read off the weird purchases that people purchased through their to their influencer links, right? Like who did actually not like their names, but just like this was purchased through our purchase link. These people went through our Amazon affiliate link and bought things, right? And this is the weird things they bought, and I used to make sure I bought like the weirdest things to make sure it would show up on the podcast. It's like, someone bought a box of Magnums and a case of Four Loko. Okay. Not Four Loko. What was it? No, Surge. And Surge. I bought Surge and Magnums from Amazon. Just like, what is who keeps buying this? Loved it. Oh man, God. My poor liver.
For the kids.
Yeah, my poor liver. But no, it's those things like that. Like, and in the weird purchase, I remember like from like work, when we used to work at the recycling place, those weird purchases up there, like who ordered a pan and a Santa converter, bro, and needed 10 of them. I'm like, yeah. But that was a special, segment of a podcast that like, which is rare. They did a lot of weird, funky things, and you're right, but it was also a smaller show like us. It's like, who would have the time to read through the affiliate link, go through all that,
And
to basically price check or find out, like, wait a minute, no, I know I bought that through that link,
And it's really interesting because I think you should highlight two massive influencers that are connected to this in two different ways. One he already talked about Megalith talked about in the video with his Linus Tech Tips, where they figured it out, dropped it, didn't tell anybody why they dropped it, but still kept all of the videos with the Honey sponsorship up. Even though on their own forums, they go, we figured out that they do some weird things with affiliate links. We didn't approve of it, so we dropped them as sponsors. And the only reason that Megalith found out about it is because he asked an employee of Linus Tech Tips in their forums, and that person told them what happened. But they didn't say anything to anybody else.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't sound the alarm.
And the other person, he alluded to them at the beginning, because he's probably going to talk about it in a different video.
Yeah.
Is Markiplier. So there's literally in Megalith's video, it's like a bunch of influencers, except for one we'll get to later. There's literally a video from one of Markiplier's one of his links of one of his series that he was doing. And he's like, I don't trust Honey. It doesn't make any sense. People call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't trust them. It doesn't make sense. Where does the money come from? I don't know what they're selling here. Why would I be associated with them? I don't trust them. And he had this whole rant. He had like this 3-minute rant of that why he didn't take a sponsorship from Honey and he didn't trust Honey at all.
Right. Yeah.
And it's crazy that this thing happened, and then somebody linked out from one of Markiplier's members streams where he talked about the Mega Leg video. He's like, I fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew there's some shady shit going on. I told everybody. They thought I was the crazy one, but I was right. I was fucking right.
Which I got the shirtless Markiplier. I need a correct. I try to do quick.
There's no head. There's no
I know.
head.
That's fine. I know. Sorry, I was moving quick. I was trying to let me throw this thirst Markiplier.
But
right home.
But it's one of those things where it's not a conspiracy. Like the fact that he had a bad feeling. He had a bad feeling about it, and chose not to do it. And even though everybody else is telling him to do it, and it's one of those things where when you're vindicated on a negative feeling on something, which happens.
Yeah. The thing is, you always have to wonder in anything like that. What's the business model? And am I eventually going to be the product? Right.
Mm-hmm.
So. That's where you always have to look into those things. Like where are these people? Like for years, I was like, how is Twitter making money? Because what's the or YouTube? I remember YouTube first came out. YouTube was just they were just storing all those videos and people were uploading all these videos and it's like, oh, this is great, but how are they making money off of it? And that's when they're like, okay, eventually they had to start putting ads in there, and then they got purchased by someone who saw the potential where they could actually make money and make a business model out of it, and that's a way of doing it. And Twitter kind of ended up going that same path before they burnt their whole, business model down, and they're not actually making money anymore. But that's a whole other thing. But you end up being the what the product is, what they're that. With Honey, it's just like, hey, how are they making the money? Because they're showing you all these deals. What are the deals doing?
Right.
And who's paying them to do this? Why are they making money doing this? And that was always something that people should have been thinking about from day one, but a lot of people just don't think about that anymore when they do anything like that.
Right. Yeah. Like, how are they making money off it? Like, how are they mining? How are they?
I always ask, how am I getting screwed in this deal?
Yeah.
Because it's almost always 99% of the time somebody's trying to screw me in a deal. So how am I getting screwed? I have to think about that. If I were on the other side, how would I screw those person?
Yeah.
Right. And it's one of those things where it's also one of those.
Yes. Conspiracy theorists usually win in this department where they can do stuff like that. Yes.
Well, one person will get a link and like be sponsored by somebody, and then they'll tell their friends that there's people sponsoring them, and it spreads out, and then you get a bunch of people being sponsored by something. It turns out that nobody really fully looked into it because they were just getting money. That's what happens with that freaking whatever titles.
Yeah, the Lord title.
The Lord and Lady shit in Scotland that didn't make sense.
Yeah, that made no sense.
But people were like pushing it, and they were like, they're paying us to push it. So I mean,
correct, yeah. Or the planting trees one, we're gonna plant you
buy a star.
Yeah. Buy a star. God, that's been around for decades.
A little plot of land in Scotland. Yeah. Or Ireland, wasn't it?
Ireland. But who knows? Ireland. Who cares? Did it exist anyways?
So it's.
I have a deed right here.
Okay.
That sometimes it's just somebody pitches somebody a thing, and then it just snowballs down the effect. Like I've seen some people take sponsorships from a mobile game that I've never heard of before, and was like, bro, this mobile game's not going to be around for long. Yeah. I guess you could get the money from it because they're going to pay you anyway, but the mobile game ain't going to be around for long. That mobile game is not ready.
Or even our own network. Our own network got approached to do sponsorship for some free open source software stuff, right? Some FOSS stuff, right? Which did like honestly on the servers did look amazing, but once like we really started like kicking the tires and going actually looking, it's like, oh no, get away, jump, you know, quick. You know, we don't know what's going on here, but we need to back off.
Right. And it's important that we actually do that. So.
And what's interesting too with YouTube is that a lot of people who are doing these influencers, I guess is what you want to call them now, content creators, they get to a point. A lot of them will start to get popular, but not popular enough to make enough money to pay a staff to do some of the business end of things. So you just got these guys who really don't know anything about business, trying to navigate these waters, and a lot of them get caught and get screwed here and there, and they're not just smart enough to do that. It's like when Mr. Beast was getting started and he had his mom be his HR. I was like, eventually that's not gonna be good enough. You know, you're gonna have to actually get an HR person at some point, and you did it too late, and it caused some issues, and you got to be careful about that stuff. So the same thing with this. Who's, you know, does the guy have? He's trying to put out videos to keep himself on the thing, so he keeps getting recommended. So he's got to pump videos out, and he gets an offer for some sort of sponsorship or money or something like that. That he's just getting. He's like, I'm just going to take it. He doesn't have time to sit and investigate it and go looking at it because it's.
Correct.
He doesn't have that time. He needs a staff, and that's when you start getting into that.
Yeah, when you get that in between, like, because like if we didn't have Spangle or we weren't permanently online, some of those deals that come across the email, like, we would have took them. We would have took the stupid Star Trek one, the Raid blank thing. Yeah, we took all of them. Yeah, and yes, the Lord and Title one came across our shelves too.
Of course, it did.
You know, and tell you
VPN. I mean, a lot of people pump that out.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, and honestly, like I hate. I think it's stupid for most people to run their own VPN. It's completely easy to do your own. Barely any maintenance. Super easy. Especially if you're just doing it from home. You're not going anywhere. A couple easy settings. You can really set it up. You know, don't really have to do much work.
Yeah, but I mean, just from Megaleg's video, I mean, if you are somebody who is getting influencer, who is a content creator and influencer, you're getting $35 for each person that signs up with your affiliate link for Nord at that point, whatever VPN he did.
Yeah, whatever thing you're setting up. Yeah, whatever company you're setting up for. Rhinehold's Discount Gas Company.
Right, and then he had the proof in the video that, you know, even if it's 10 people, that's still $300.
Right.
Just
and if you've got
in your pocket.
Yeah, and if you're a Linus and you have like the, you know, what Linus TikTok video on the low end gets 500,000 on the low end.
Right, stuff like that. Like if
I think the WAN show gets 500,000.
Like even if you have like a sizable, like if you have 10,000 views a video, right?
Yeah.
If 5% of them do that, you mean you're getting profit.
Yeah. The WAN show gets about 500. Yeah, like, and on that one, and Linus TikTok, who's got like a Linus who's got a decade plus of reliable, good faith news about technology. Right, we're gonna get the nice. I'm not gonna say he doesn't do hard hitting like we're like technical stuff, like, but like I'm gonna get the nice, easy what's going on with tech, right? But if I really want to sit there, like if I'm gonna sit down and like I want to know what's really freaking going on with my technology and my gaming PC, watch a Gamer Nexus. Okay, all right.
Tom's Hardware, something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit down there. Now, when it comes to enterprise stuff, level 1 techs, that's who I watch. You know, that's if you love Linus Tech Tips, but you want stuff like, man, I want something for enterprise hardware. Window level 1 techs, baby.
Right, but see, I mean, but that's also the double-edged sword of that. It's like people trust Linus knows stuff about tech stuff. Yeah. So if Linus Tech Tips sponsors a browser extension, they would assume that they know what they're talking about. But
yeah, they've done their due diligence and looked it up. Yeah,
but then they did their due diligence, removed it, didn't remove any of the sponsorships from the previous videos that are still up.
Correct.
That that are there because
Mhm.
they're probably contractually obligated to keep it up,
Correct.
but they didn't
Or they
say
don't.
anything about the situation. So
Correct.
it just
Yeah.
out of
Which
nowhere they just stopped being sponsored.
And they don't want to. Yeah, they don't want to like. I think it might be a lot of situations where it's like you suspect something is being done. You don't trust this. You know, you find out they're doing something shady, but you don't know, is it just because of this or is it a real problem? So you're hesitant to throw out that don't go to this, don't use this
correct.
video because it could really harm you if you find out that maybe you were the one in the wrong.
Correct. Yeah. There
So I
could
think
also
that's the
be
fear there.
also an NDA. Could also be an NDA on how they found out. They probably could have found out like they had suspicion, pushed the company. Company like signed this NDA will tell you the truth. They signed the NDA and they found the truth. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. We don't know unless like
That's when you
Linus is
challenge the legality and constitutionality of NDAs and you push that to the Supreme Court and you make a whole thing.
Linus is Canadian.
Have
Okay?
millions of dollars.
Linus is Canadian.
Yeah.
I always will have a massive like spot in my heart for Linus because he does everything outside the cloud. For all you idiots that went up to the cloud and he didn't. Suck it, nerds. How's that egress fee now, nerds?
But going back to the whole honey thing, the thing is that
The point of the whole topic, yeah.
that the mega lag video caused so many waves that Legal Eagle
Mhm.
and his law firm
Mhm.
filed a class action lawsuit against Honey
Mhm.
and is basically left it open for anybody who had been affected by or potentially affected by their things changing,
Mhm.
and he just put it out there.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Oh man, it is.
It's going to be very weird.
It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch because like the law firm has a YouTube channel he's gonna talk about, which I'm sure the honeys if it goes to court, their first thing is gonna try to stop that.
Yeah, obviously.
Then it's okay. The friends of Legal channels like I may have known some information. I was over having.
Here's part of. So there's a whole big deal made about what you can and can't say when there's a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
That is certain people who are supporters of maybe somebody who is being sued or being criminal cases, and they want to be able to speak freely. And there's a whole mindset switch about that topic. Now is going to come around and say, okay, is this something that fits that definition anymore? And I'm trying to be coy about what I'm saying, but which I don't know if it should be or not, but it's going to be like the new, is there a Trump rule here where you can't, tell somebody they can't talk about something or else it's, interference and stuff. So there's already been lawsuits referencing US versus Trump from other people right now because of the precedents that were made in a lot of this stuff that's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out in it as well. What you can and can't say during a lawsuit.
I think it's going to be interesting to watch. I think LawTube, like all the different lawyers on YouTube, is going to be amazing. It's going to be, I think it's probably be more tuned in than the downfall of Mercada. Okay, watch. It's going to be 2025 is going to be an interesting time because I see a lot of different channels who did put up for this thing, but did that sponsorship, but is probably going to sign up because hey, you already lost out. What else you get to lose?
Right. You already lost money. You might as well throw yourself in there and see what you get out of it.
And is like also like to find out. It's like I kind of wish we could throw our hat in the ring because I would love to see the terms of the class action. But,
and here's the craziest part: all of this came from a part 1 of a 3-part series. He hasn't even gotten into what he hinted at the end of the video, where small creators were getting codes that shouldn't exist.
Yes. Yes. The
So that's a
folk
whole other
codes, right?
thing that we
Yeah.
haven't even gotten into because
Right.
he hasn't even
Yeah.
gone through yet because we only had one.
So I
video.
think so. That's interesting. Do you think there's something there other than he's just trying to drag this out for his own channel popularity and everything, or is he doing it because? I mean, I guess that'd probably be the only reason, right? I mean, because when you have a really good, awesome takedown like that of somebody, like we think back to
Some
what's
of
his
the
name? Bomber guy.
H bomber guys, some of the H
H
bomber
Bomber guy.
Yeah.
He put out a 2.5 hour, 3 hour video because he just wanted the information out there, right? As if he could have cut it up in sections.
Yeah.
I don't think it has the same impact when you do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it
If
can
you
also
cut it up.
there are multiple ways of looking at it. So the best way for me to, in my brain, is that how I look at it is kind of like what happened with CoffeeZilla because he did a 3-part series on the CS:GO gambling stuff, and each video was focusing on a different element of the thing. So if each of the 3 parts is this one is like, here's everything that Honey's doing for the influencers, and here's how that's negatively affecting them. And if the second part's all about the businesses that they are fucking over because they're going out of their way, that makes a lot of sense. And if like the third part is like the customers or something along those lines that are separate from the other 2, then it totally makes sense to have 3 separate distinct parts so they each have their sole spotlight focus on them.
Right.
Because even with the H Bomber guy video, he dumped a bunch of stuff in there, but the one person that became like the center focal point is James Somerton, but there was a bunch of other people he talked about in the video.
Yeah.
And
But you remember his purpose. His purpose of that video was to take down James Somerton.
Right.
Yeah.
He took those other people down to get to him, basically to say, look, I found this. There's this shitty stuff going on here. This guy's terrible. But oh my God, wait till you see this guy.
Right. So I totally like that. It being I wanted for only one person. There's a lot of other people in there that they're like falling away and nobody's really talking about. Like, I mean, the Illuminati lawsuit's still happening, but nobody's talking about Illuminati. The lawsuit's still going on, and all the other elements of things.
I just want
the internet historian.
Yeah, I just want the rabbit hole of Illuminati to stop. Like it just
it won't.
Like, I want to no longer hear about Illuminati and Sniper Wolf. Please, no more Sniper Wolf. What is going on? Anybody still watching her?
I don't know either.
I know why, but
well, yeah, I know why. But like that, like certain platforms will give us ability to like not be able to see it. The easiest way is to get banned yourself. I don't recommend that way, but yeah, if you drop into certain channels, just use gamer words. You won't see that channel ever again because they ban you. It's great. It's amazing.
But yeah, is this
one? I'm really good at getting banned.
Oh, we know.
Or blocked.
But again, if each one is heavily focused on a different element of the problem, then I feel like that's fair. Because I mean, but
I hate that it's like why spread it out a week later? And I mean, I know why he's doing it to keep the thing rolling and keep the interest and everything. But it would be nice if it was like, okay, we're going to push this out and all the information's out there now. And now people are like, I have all the information and I can say what I think or not think, as opposed to now where people are doing a lot of guessing and there might be some bad misinformation that comes out of the fact that he cut it up. You know what I mean? We don't know. It could definitely not be the case, but it could happen. So
no, I like the cut up because it's like because H Bomber guy was like, because a lot of people attack the video at some of the outside of the things because some of the arguments a little weaker that because of the bigger video, right? It's not as strong as a center point. And I think
I loved all the guys who are like, he just did this video to go after internet historian because of he's a lefty and internet historians is on the right. It's like,
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like some of the arguments are a little weaker against other people. And then shoving it in there, people can attack the weaker parts. You separate it out, you remove that ability.
Yeah.
Take out the impurities.
I mean,
take up the impurities.
On that video, he was talking about different types of. He was going after copyright or stealing people's work. That was a plagiarism, right? So
I get it. Yeah.
I mean, I think what he did there was what made sense, but in this case, it might make sense to break it up. I just don't know because we don't know what's going to come out on the other two.
All of it, yeah.
We don't know.
So we have all of it. We don't know.
Yeah,
correct. Right. Yeah, until we get all of it, we don't know.
We can reevaluate. Yeah.
By the way, if you haven't watched the 3-part series on Coffee Ceiling, the CS:GO skin gambling stuff, the fact that there was a guy that he asked a question and everybody he talked to shut the fuck up and didn't say anything about him and just like try to divert the question and move on to something else every time.
Nuts.
Is insane.
That was crazy.
Insane. Like there's he asked a question. You see the guy's demeanor like change, and he's like stills, and he's like, he's interesting. He's interesting. Yeah,
he's interesting. Interesting guy.
So yeah, like,
back to something
moving
else.
On. Don't
next
engage.
Topic. Right? Yeah. Makes you know like. There's something there. There's something there. There's always something there. Yeah, you just got to get that one person who's willing to talk. Yeah, like I watched that video, all that, like before we did the big show. Rhinehold and I went to the show with Dear Leader. It was a disillusion to me because I realized like everything I love in my life is either run by gambling, alcohol, and
what? You didn't know CS:GO was literally run by a cabal of people, and he didn't even get into the Russian cartel aspect of it, who literally, with no exaggeration, try to leverage a kid's house to make his mother homeless if he didn't do what they told him to do. Yeah. So that whole esports is scary. There's a lot of fuck shit in esports.
Yeah. Yep.
What were you talking about, Harry, with the
gambling thing, or is these run by? No,
the thing we were talking about on the big show that.
Oh, just like if I can remember correctly, it's just like how everything is just like when you get down to the sponsorship and everything like that, is everything's ran by gambling. The shows on this network that makes the majority of their money from the gambling sponsorship, what sponsors them, so they can't really talk that much about it. And when it pisses me off, a lot of the right wing, like even the local radio station in town, they'll talk about how a lot of the things I talk about and want to do is degeneracy, but we'll openly have a podcast about how to bet and gamble. And when you find out a lot of these different gambling things, when you go into different things, like if you are good, you're really good at gambling on these things, they kick you out. So and let you understand that means the only people who are allowed to gamble on the gambling applications suck. You suck. Because if you're good, you've been blocked. Oh, I'm good at this.
What's funny?
You've been good, you've been banned. You've been banned, you've been blocked and banned.
Yeah. What's funny about that is that you have the casinos who have it in their operating procedures basically to always win, right? So the odds are in their favor. If they start losing, they can just stop the betting, blah, 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 blah. Whereas a game like poker, which the house just doesn't care who wins as long as they're getting their rake. So there's less incentive for them to cheat at anything.
Yeah.
Even though there's whole kinds of scandals about a lot of that happening. But that was different. I mean, just on the face of it, it's not built in. And that's still illegal. Right. So we live in a Republican state. I can't play poker online, but man, I can go bet on some poker or some ponies or whatever else. Anything that's
basketball game, do parlay bets, game of, sit there, and there's supposed to be all these different limits on the application that stop you from betting different things. That supposed to look at your W-2 to make sure you actually can afford some of these bets. And a lot of these agreements, they will look past a lot of that different thing. So if you're actually best will be bad, the agreements are supposed to be there in the law. They're like, hey, if you're bad at gambling, you get kicked off. But it's the opposite is true. But anyways, that's what I was getting to.
Great example of that. There is a YouTube video by a YouTube channel called Run the Numbers. It's the greatest legal casino heist in history.
Okay.
This is the video, and it's about Phil Ivey and I can't remember the woman's name, who used a bunch of
Annie Duke.
Yeah, so who were able to manipulate the cards to make it so that way they can check the edges of the cards and tell which ones are the right ones, and how they won a bunch of money, but they had to keep like moving casinos so nobody would actually like get it. Like it's a crazy video. I watched it. It's
card marking is so like physical card marking as opposed to like online poker. Yeah, there's all kinds of different things, and I've seen it even in like the World Series of Poker. There's been accusations of people card marking where you get the card, you see you got an ace, look at it, you got an ace of spades, whatever. You bend the card a little. You do something to the card that only you know. When you see it come up in the deck, you'll know what it is.
In that video, the whole thing was that for whatever reason, at the places the cards were not cut evenly, so each side of the cards were different. So what they would do is that they would turn the cards and she would use like he like set up a bunch of rules because they would accommodate them because there were high rollers and that it was a cultural thing because she was from China and they believed in superstition, so they would turn certain cards a certain way, and so that way they know which ones are the good cards because the edges wouldn't line up correctly anymore. And then they would make a superstition where they would have to use the same cards instead of switching them out.
So swap them out. Yeah, because normally in a casino like that, to counter card bending stuff like that, you switch out every like half hour, you switch out the decks.
And they even made a rule that it has to be an auto shuffler, and like, but they have to keep if she thinks the deck is lucky or the card's lucky, they'll turn it, and that way they'll keep track of which ones are the good cards, and they would just rake in money. It is.
There's so many stories of people and what they've done
of that. It's a good watch. It's like I think it's like 2 hours long or something.
Nice.
No, it's an hour and 15 minutes. It's a very, very interesting watch if you're into seeing that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting to me because like I said, like I can understand someone like gambling on like poker, right? Because that is more skill based than anything else, and luck than anything like that.
It's supposed to be the determining factor whether you can have something be legal or not is whether it's a skill based or it's completely random. And for some reason they detected in Indiana, and actually Black Friday took down everything at some point. A lot of people are coming back online now, but it was just like you're saying that poker is not more random than what slots are, or sports betting or something like that, where you have no control over anything. Whereas poker is basically what my ability is to read another person and do mathematics and look at different edges, and stuff like that, and play edges and psychology.
Yeah, if you like the thing that really which I despise with like gambling, like is watching generations of like basically the boomer generation just taking the inheritance that they should give to their kids like that, and then bringing to these places and just dumping it and just pushing money on a slot machine and just keep pushing a machine, just one-handed bandit, and it just it's disgusting to watch.
Listen here, I don't need to be personally attacked here. From my family.
I'm talking about yours. I'm talking about other people.
You know it's true, though. It's true, though.
All right. I'm just saying, like, if you worked your ass off for putting money in a way, owning property,
at a factory,
yeah, and it really did nothing but saved money.
Factory,
yeah, just saved money.
Pension.
Yeah, really didn't drink, go out party. You just stuffed money in a bank, right? And then bought 3 different properties, cold hard cash.
But don't you understand? If you get your weekly scratch offs, you could actually win money.
You got like
free money.
I respect someone playing a claw machine game over scratch offs. All right, claw machines are lots of skill in.
Yeah,
which,
and you'll get a physical prize.
right? Yeah. Okay. That I'm more respect to a claw machine game player than slot machine scratch off players. Lotto number people like, oh, I'm gonna get these numbers. I'm gonna get that. Like, all right, how about this? Instead of like how much you're dumping per week, yeah, you just do that to the S&P 500. Okay, instead, all right, you'll have a better chance of being a millionaire.
Oh, this is just about as much of a gamble, but yeah, you have a better chances.
Hey, at the end of the day, you still have money, right?
At the end of the day, literally everything's a gamble.
Yeah, people in 1929 may disagree with you about that.
Hey! But the thing is, if you just held on to that asset of that stock and the company stayed around 20 years, wow, got it back. I got it back.
What happens is when you need it is when they're going through the
versus the scratch off ticket. I scratch it, throw it away. I've got a better chance of this thing being worth something in 30 years than that scratch off ticket.
As long as you're not Nortel in Canada before it died.
Oh god, Nortel.
The video, Bobby Broccoli did a whole video about their stocks and what fucking happened with Nortel and how absolutely catastrophic it was to the Canadian stock market.
That's awesome. I would like to hear the
whole story.
Say that to me so I can hurt myself.
The whole story. The whole story of the fall of Netscape is a story. It has a lot to do with stocks.
Yeah.
and speculative markets and the crash of the .com bubble and all that stuff. And how there were people like working at Netscape that were getting just shoved all these stock options and everything to them, and then everything was great. Then the people who got out, and then everything crashed. A lot of people got screwed.
Yeah. And also, why is Visio the only program I can actually buy from Microsoft now? Okay. Can't get Office, but I can buy Visio still. So like,
it's the only good one.
It's like, I don't know. So it was like, it's like, how much your Visio license cost? You're like, oh, I bought Visio 2024. I've got it forever now.
Oh, that's why. It's because they haven't updated the damn thing in so many years that you don't care. It's like, oh yeah, we're coming out with new versions of Excel and new versions of Word and PowerPoint and all sorts of stuff. And then but Visio is fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It works.
It does what it needs to do.
It works.
Yeah, you have to turn off all these different things in there that are trying to protect you from VBA hacks, but that's okay. Because there's a product that they had called Active Directory Active Directory Topology Diagrammer, which is a great tool that we were using a decade ago doing Active Directory stuff, where you'd run this tool, it'd go out to all Active Directory controllers and figure out all the links, get all this data, open up Visio, create a bunch of diagrams for you, right? And you had to finagle it to make it work. But that was so cool. It was great because you just had all these diagrams made for you. You didn't have to do them yourself. So Microsoft just got rid of it and decided we don't need that anymore.
Yeah, I'm worried because the tool I have been using, which I freaking love, it helps me diagram like my cloud infrastructure into Terraform script. So like, I look amazing, and like I'm scared if that the program stops working and I don't get an update. Or ANET stops this API. Oh, we're done with that one. No.
So that's one of my goals this year, is to try and recreate some of that, because I have scripts that we've written for where I work at, where we do a lot of pulling of information and putting it into spreadsheets and things like that, so we can evaluate and go off of it instead of trying to slog through some logs that need special readers. Yeah, that Microsoft is fond of. But one of the things I've always wanted to kind of do is say, okay, now I've got all this data. Let's run this to create these Visio documents like this tool used to do, and it's not as easy as I was hoping it would be. But I think there might be some other tools out there to do it outside of. I was trying to do it more through PowerShell. Yeah, but I'm wondering if there is some other.
Well, grab these because he's using his powers for evil right now.
Yeah. Yo, yeah, trust me. He told me what the current project he's working on. We'll get to it later. We'll get to it later.
For evil, and he needs something else to go into.
But before we end this podcast, it's all about throwing shade. So we have to do it at the company that we've already been shitting on for so many episodes now. Ubisoft.
God, fucking Ubisoft.
So Ubisoft released another NFT game. A second NFT game within a month of each other.
They did another one.
A second one based off of their Laserhawk show or whatever. Like Captain Laserhawk.
No, they
NFT
didn't.
game.
No, they didn't.
Oh yes, they did. They made another NFT game.
And you know why they did that, right?
Passes that you have to buy.
The reason they did it is because it works. It makes them money because people are gullible.
I hate those people.
You say that, but it was obvious it was in the works when NFTs were popular. And now when it came out, NFTs aren't popular anymore. And when they show all the available passes and they've sold 100 out of the 1,500 that are there, they're not making money off of it. Ubisoft stocks are like $2 a stock right now.
The only company that probably could have did NFTs are like game launchers, like for skin. Like you buy the skin and you can use it for every game through the game launcher. You know?
Yeah.
They did something like that. Like, here's a special edition Saints Row, the 4 weapon. You can use this. Everyone knows the weapon they want to use from Saints Row.
Yeah.
And you could use it, and if you bought it, you could use it through every game. Like the NFT token would just show up and let you have this asset. But at the end of the day, you don't need the blockchain to do something like that because you don't need the blockchain for companies you don't trust with. You're not letting someone put something in your game that you don't trust.
Right. Exactly. But it's just like the fact that they released a second NFT game, which immediately failed.
Can't even rug pull.
So what you're saying though, Harry, is that this is the time to buy Ubisoft stock.
I think this is not financial advice. If you want to buy it, you can. But I also don't recommend it. But this is not financial advice.
Ubisoft hasn't put out a good game in like 3 years at minimum.
No, yeah.
They released the first ever quadruple A game, guys. It's a game where you sell boats and try to be pirates, but you don't get to do any of the pirate stuff.
Right. There's a better pirate game 10 years ago than they built.
I know.
Like they own so many good IPs.
You don't even get to board the other ship and fight them. When you go to board them, it goes boarded, and then you get all the materials.
Can you imagine if they would have bought was it the airship combat game and then gave them money and then did that instead? What is it? Ship of Thieves? Not Ship of Thieves.
No.
Sea of Thieves
is a pirate game. That's just better than Skull.
The better. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking the better pirate game.
Yeah, I mean, Sea of Thieves still. I mean, yeah, I remember when it first came out. Though I went to.
It was an issue when it first came out, but it's.
Oh, when it first came out, I was like, I bought a thing, but it wouldn't let me play for the pre-event or something like that. I got mad, so I had it refunded, and I told them I would never play that game again. But
I mean,
that was an issue I had.
Content for it. But I
mean, it was still you had people like what's his name? Why am I blanking on names tonight? I'm just having the hardest time
because it's after 10 and we're gone. Like this episode's getting very late in the tooth.
Mm-hmm. But you had Finger Streamer, playing that game nonstop for months. Yeah, that pumps up your. That's where people be putting money in, right?
People really enjoy,
That's huge. That's the better advertising model than anything else right now. So
right. I mean, look at Marvel Rivals. That game came out. Mm-hmm. So many people were just streaming it and actually enjoying the game without there being any like crazy issues.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
yep.
I mean, the only real issue I've seen is the fact that they have a kiosk you could play the game in a Disney store in Florida. Yeah. on PlayStation. There's a PS5 set up in a Disney store in Florida where kids can just walk in. There's a count set up, and you just start playing the game.
Oh man, can you imagine me getting owned from that account? I'd be upset.
God,
No.
some person who's been only playing the game since this came out. No, I didn't. What happened with Pokemon Go?
We guys talk about Pokemon Go already? Oh, like some like there were like updates for like yeah. No.
Oh, they did NFTs too.
I don't know if they did NFTs, but it is the year of the Eevee.
No, there was a story about Pokemon Go, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but you found out that they were geoengineering. They were taking all that data and using it and selling it.
Correct. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
It just ended up being a massive data collection scheme. It wasn't really a game anymore. It was just a data collection scheme in the back end. Yeah. That's where they made their money at.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Which we could expand upon it if you guys. We could do an episode. We could do next week. We could add it for next week.
I have no idea about it, so we'll have to.
Yeah, we can look into it. We definitely do it for next week. Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of things. I mean, we still have a lot of things to catch up on. I mean, one of the Mario brothers turned evil / good, depending on where you are on the internet.
Man,
we're not going to talk about it on this.
The official stance of this network is that we don't
condone violence,
even though we empathize. We don't condone.
You can understand why people do things without condoning it.
Empathize.
Exactly.
But we don't condone. Yeah.
We don't celebrate. How about that?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Some of us
we've danced on lesser grip. On this network. All right. I've been shouted around so many times like, hey, the body's not even shut the fuck up. I'm doing this one. All right, that's cool.
At least I was consistent on it, so that's fine.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I was one saying you shouldn't go after McCain,
right?
After he died, man, and I got shit on for that so hard, but it's like
same. Yeah, it's like, hey, let them have this. Oh, fuck you! I'm like, yeah, Guns of Icarus.
Evil dust, blah, blah, blah.
Guns of Icarus. That's the game we're talking about. The airship pirate-ish like combat game. I don't know if anyone remembers Gun of Icarus. Like that type of
Gun of Icarus.
Yeah, that tactic game like that. I used to play that with a former co-host here on the network, and freaking loved it because we would just get people on our airship and play that, and like it's like this game needs more money to like get this to be better and bigger.
Guns of Icarus is what it's like to be a part of a steampunk airship crew. Because each person has like a specific role that they're really good at, and you have to like delegate, and you have to figure out where people need to be, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
That game did die. It had a lot of issues. It did die.
It did die. Amazing IP. Amazing thing that they could have did with it. Yeah. But like, imagine that world with a story or anything like that, and just allow people to go like that. I think like that could have been like an amazing I don't know. That could have been amazing.
It could have been really interesting. It would have been a very a solid co-op game.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, don't worry about it. We're at least getting Borderlands 4, guys, to make up for the fact the Borderlands movie was bad, even though the trailer was kind of
Or are you thinking, hey, we made this horrible TV show, and now we're going to make a game based off of that horrible TV show that everybody hated?
If they made the game based off the movie, I would lose it. I would fucking lose it.
We're going to bring Roland back. No, not Kevin Hart Roland. I don't want that Roland.
How?
You have them do the voice characterization instead of like Marvel. They had to get Terry for everything.
What, did Terry Crews not pick up his phone?
Oh, they didn't call him, bro. They didn't call him.
I'm just saying, Terry Crews would have been a great Roland. Nice, big, nice guy. Terry Crews is right there. Especially didn't care about age.
Money. It's fine. It's fine. We just got to
Surprised it wasn't The Rock the way I've seen him and everything.
Honestly, it would have been better.
I mean, probably.
Yeah,
that would have been better. That would have been better.
But he's sold the devil on that lately, so making a whole bunch of just really crappy movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at the bright side. We got all the terrible Sony movies all in the same year. And we don't even have any of the bad Sony movies this year so far. Or announced. They didn't even announce for this year. We already got Craven, the shitty Craven movie out of the way.
I
We got
such hopes
shitty
for Craven.
Venom out of the way. We got absolutely shitty Madam Web out of the way. See, everything is looking up.
Oh man, like my wife goes like, "Hey, is that Madam Web movie as bad as if they say it is?" You know, I get like 3 beers and put them in front of her and go like, "You want to watch it?" She goes like, "Why you grab so many beers? Oh, you're gonna need those." Start. Here's a key. Here's a key. What? No, you better chug. She did not. We did not. She did not go for that. She would prefer watching. I think we watched Make Some Noise.
There's something else.
And some very.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Fallout, by the way.
Yeah,
We didn't finish that show.
I
don't want to talk about it. We can't talk about it because you haven't seen it.
I want to finish Fallout too. It's okay.
Well, you want to finish before the next season starts.
Yeah. We need to finish that before the next season starts. I think I might actually boot up Fallout 70s, Fallout New Vegas myself. You know, go play that game. Wish me luck.
I mean, yeah, you'll have fun.
Yep.
Just make sure you lock your programmer socks away.
Yeah, I gotta make sure I'll lock those. You know, make sure my wife watched my purchases. Why are you buying that? I don't know, man. I just feel compelled. Something with this game. Oh man. All right. But this episode's getting long. We're getting happy, laugh, I don't know, like crazy right now because it's getting late. Yeah, we get punch drunk because it's getting late. And it's our first episode.
I'll save my Guild Wars 2 rant for some other time.
It's okay. It's fine. Do you want to like rant? I can like just hit it and go to bed.
No.
Turn off when I wake up.
I'll put it aside for now. I'll let it go.
That's fine. It's fine. All right. So everyone's got what's things they get left for chest before like I wrap this episode up.
I mean, Wesley Snipes was right. I mean, there's only going to be one blade. Is that all? It's ever only going to be one blade? I mean,
technically, there was that Blade TV show.
Gone indefinitely. Basically,
I am hearing talk about a Ghost Rider TV show.
Rhinehold, the issue is you're not going to get the Ghost Rider you want. You're going to get
Cage.
Danny Ketch and his fucking car.
Ooh.
No, the one that was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that guy was good.
Right. You're not going to get...
Robbie Reyes. I want Robbie Reyes. That's who I want.
No, you're going to get Danny Ketch and his fucking car.
Oof.
It's fine. I have Marvel Rivals, and their interactions in that game sustains me enough to get through any of the issues I'm running into with any of the
lines they make.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the lines.
The fact that Moon Knight and Cloak and Dagger, it's like white suits, am I right? Hard to get the bloodstains out of. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I heal people. Like,
I just can't in my sleep.
I'm done. You have plenty of people to heal. And Dagger's like, I think I should probably start with you. It's like,
but
whoever wrote this, I appreciate.
There's like some of the videos, like some people have taken the snippets of like you could tell, like who wrote the dialogue and did it, like they cared. There's love and passion here. Yeah, there's love and passion here. Yeah,
I just in my sleep I just keep hearing that we should be attacking the missionary position, but that's all I hear in my sleep now.
So. The goon brain, Rhinehold.
Attack the missionary.
Yeah, but the I watched the Spider-Man and Squirrel Girl commentary, like all their lines, and it's what? What's going on?
Them just letting these characters interact and interesting ways is always funny.
Which makes me look forward to when they drop in a Deadpool and Spider-Man team up, or they drop, or Deadpool and anybody basically, because they'll rip anybody. But also, Gwen. Well, Gwen, she had a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, Gwen, Spider-Gwen, Gwenpool.
The first family's coming up
She-Hulk.
here.
Yeah. So we are actually getting Reed and Sue on Friday, and then Johnny and Thing are coming a couple weeks afterwards.
Yeah, which is
so I'm okay with this. We get another support character.
As long as they set it up so we can use all four of them at the same time.
Yeah, obviously.
Yep. When they're gonna make Thing a healer, so it's gonna be fun.
No, so Thing's a tank. Reed and Johnny are. Thing and Johnny are.
He just claps.
Here's the thing.
He just throws rocks at everybody.
Healing word.
Based on some of the things that they were saying, like he doesn't get knocked up. He doesn't get knocked back or anything.
Knocked up. You just had me going in a whole different direction.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Get the goon brain right.
It gives me something to go look up when this is over.
God, don't look that up.
Get on my incognito search.
I don't need to know that, Rhinehold. You're gonna see some weird thing, babies. There was a she thing at one point. That character does exist.
Oh, God. Anyways, yeah.
They need to get all the she characters together and a team up on Marvel's Rivals. That'd be great.
Girls, get it done.
Men, am I right? Yes.
Honestly, the fact that Squirrel Girl and Hella have a conversation, she's like, so are there squirrels in your place?
Are you kidding? I did not hear that. I haven't heard that one. God. Okay. All right. We're getting too long. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Go out, have fun. Thank you for everyone who made it this far. This was a long one, or stick with us for being gone for a whole month. We did not pod fade. We just took a month off. So if you made it this far in the episode and came back and download this episode again, you are a true key holder. We thank you. You could be listening to anything else in the world, but you decided to pick this up, and we are very appreciative. Thank you for the 300 plus of you guys who watch this and download this episode every week. For you guys, we are trying to get up higher into our listeners, so Spango will trust us more, give us more resources, and we appreciate you. So please download, share with everyone, like tell them, like, hey, these guys are hilarious, they got good content, but as you know, this is a podcast. I appreciate you guys who listen to the podcast, but I really want you guys to jump in here in live form and come hang out with us, have a conversation with us, hang out with us online. We do this podcast on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do it on Twitch / We Are Libertarians and on YouTube.com. We Are Libertarians. Please come hang out with us live. It's a lot of fun. These aren't like when we read comments from the shows. These aren't super chats. These are just comments from people who are coming and hanging out with us and having conversations with us. So please come hang out with us. We just want people to hang out with us. Have some fun. Anyways, thank you for listening, and see you guys all next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys.